That's the traditional concept. You have an immortal soul, and when you die, if you've been a good boy, you go to heaven for Christian retirement. Now, if you've been a bad boy, you immediately go to hell to burn, but never burn up, for all of eternity. Now get this. Okay. If the soul was immortal, that might be true, but you don't have an immortal soul. The false doctrine of the immortality of the soul is what gives hell its power. The reason you have to burn and burn and burn and never burn up is because, according to this false tradition, which is an absolute blasphemous lie, you have to be destroyed for all eternity. That's what gives the immortal soul teaching, which is false, is what gives hell its power. Now let me ask you a question. Is your God a monster? Do you worship a God who is a monster? Do you know in our society we have the Humane Society? I think they've changed their name to Humane World for Animals. And their slogan is End Animal Cruelty. Yeah, it's a good slogan. Okay, so if you woke up every morning and your neighbor, now I think kittens are cute, don't you? It's nothing more precious than a little kitten. But suppose your neighbor every morning was taking maybe your kittens or his own kittens or whatever and just swinging them around like a helicopter by their tail until their tail rings off and he's got a bloody tail in his hand and the cat is laying there on the ground in a pool of blood, bleeding out, dying. But wait a minute. Let's go a step further. What if that little kitten never died and would suffer for all of eternity? Now, if you had a neighbor that was like that, cruel to his animals, his dog, his cat, his kittens, and every morning he's swinging the cats by the tail, different one, what would you do? Would you say, God's like that? That's what God's like. Who taught you God is a monster? Who taught you God is cruel? Now, don't misunderstand me about the subject of hell. The subject of hell I know very well. The wicked ultimately will be destroyed, not tortured for all of eternity. You've been lied to about the Bible. My question is, when are you going to quit sitting in church like a buffoon? When are you going to blow the dust off your Bible? When are you going to read it for yourself? When are you going to quit being spoon-fed this nonsense that God is a monster who wants to torture people for all of eternity? When are you going to wake up, is my question, and get out of your drunken stupor that you're living in, your religious drunken stupor that you're in? When? So why were you born? Obviously, we cannot go to mainstream Christianity for the answer. I mean, they're living in a whirlwind of deception.
Check us out on the web at isthatreallyinthebible.com.